This is passing task 3.1. This task has 5 classes and 1 interface. The tester class, as the name suggests, will validate and authenticate all the other classes, see if they have been created properly. Starting with the first class, vector class here on the left, this class basically is the same as the vector class for 2.1 passing task, with the exception that now it takes in the k value, no longer the t generic value. Everywhere where there used to be t, now it's k. And the sort method has now changed to get the value from the interface iSorter and from the iCompare interface here, or generic, sorry. So what this method does, it checks if a custom comparer is provided. If not, it uses the default comparer for the type K. So if comparer is null, then it uses the default. It also checks if a custom sorting algorithm is provided. If not, then it just uses the built-in array dot sort method. But then if an algorithm is provided, then it uses the algorithm and sorts accordingly. The other class is the creation of the selection sort algorithm using C#. So the way it works, it inherits or it pulls from the interface iSorter. Let's go interface iSorter first. So the interface iSorter provides the basic function method that the other classes will inherit, and then from that it'll implement an instance of this interface method here into their own. So basically, this interface method what it does, it sorts a portion of an array using specified comparer. They see the K array is the array that will be sorted. This is the index that will start the sorting, and this is the number of times the element will be sorted, the maximum number of times. And here is when is a comparer that is going to be used to determine the order of the elements. And this specifies the type of K must implement the iComparable interface, how it must implement. Now that we know about the interface, every other class, as you can tell, vector class, selection sort class, the vector class, the bubble sort class, the insertion sort class, they all gonna inherit this interface, and they're gonna create an instance or create and extend that method from the interface. They're gonna all give these exceptions. For instance, in this first case, if the array is empty, null, then he throws the argument null exception. If it's out of range, basically, it shows argument out of range exception, and so on, so on, so on. It goes the same initially, goes the same for all insertion sort, selection sort, and Bible sort classes. Then from there on, he basically uses the provided compare all defaults to compare k.default. So basically what it does, it basically is a shorthand to check if the compare then is null, it assigns this default value to this variable here, to this compare here. And it is again the same with all these other classes too. Then below we have the actual algorithm here. This is for bubble sort, this is for insertion sort, and this is for selection sort. I believe now if we go to the tester class, which is the main class, it has all these methods that we have already seen previously in 2.1. But then over here, ignore this for a moment, and these are all checkers to see if the array and everything is right. And now in the main class, we have these variables here. They store the test result, the size of the test data, check, it sets manually the first element, it populates randomly values, and then it creates an instance of the vector. And then finally, it gets to the point where it goes testing each algorithm. First of all, it tests the default, it checks the default algorithm using just the default one, with not the one that we've been using from the bubble sort, insertion sort, or selection sort. So then it checks any ascending order, descending order, and even number first compare order. And then it basically does the same with the bubble sort, with the selection sort, and with the insertion sort. And then if everything is correct, when I run this program, it'll print A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, L, if I believe I'm correct. And then it will all give me successful messages as well. The only difference in this here is that it has been asked by us to be creative and do something beyond what's been given in a tester class. So what I did, I created a simple personal test of the three classes, the three algorithm there, selection, insertion, and bubble sort. To do that, I have created this private static method print array. It prints an array to the console with a message. And then down at the bottom, I also have created two other methods. One is run test, which takes all these parameters here, the interface value, the array, the comparator to be used, and the string value here, the test name. And what it does, this method runs a sorting test and prints the before and after results. The last method I created was the test sorting algorithm. This method basically runs an independent sorting test for a given sorting algorithm. So I use the interface in a given algorithm. And then it uses the run test method based on the given array A, given value array Z, and here as well. These are strings, these are integers. This is empty, and this is for one element. Then finally, in the main class, I run these three methods using the bubble insertion and selection algorithms as per this to parameter z represent this to parameter c as well. If everything goes according to plan, there will be no failure. Let me run this if everything goes well. As you can see, let me extend this. Everything is a success. Up to here is what has been given, and below and beyond is the work of my own. Alright, thank you.